Hello. Okay. Yeah. I think I unmuted you.
Yeah, I see.
Hmm. Let me turn my mic down. Well, okay, there we go. I was loud as hell in my ears. Was that little elevator music loud?
Mm-mm. It's in a regular.
Okay. Well, welcome to Saturday night, Sap Sucker Sunday. I said Saturday night, Sap Sucker Sunday. And I didn't spell check. Lord, I'm gonna have to go in and edit that. Oh well. What's up with y'all?
How y'all ladies doing?
I'm okay.
That's what's happening.
Yes, I'm all right. I'm here.
We made it. All right. Well, I guess we'll start out the usual way with a card and a word and things. All
Sure.
right. Um, I'm gonna pull from Empath's Empowerment deck by I forget her name every time. Judith Orloff, MD. It's 52 cards to guide and inspire sensitive people. So let me pull.
Okay.
Oh. All right, so this one says to focus on gratitude. Don't wait for a crisis to happen to be grateful for your life. Today, focus on what you have to be thankful for. I always feel like gratitude is the attitude to have when you like grateful for things. I think it makes it easier to just go through life and understand that it don't have to always be what's the song peaches and cream for you to appreciate the small things. Never mind. So I just think, in my opinion, I just feel like sometimes you have to be grateful so that
Indeed.
you don't fall into a place of negativity. So yeah.
Or entitlement.
Or entitlement. I 100% agree with that. Entitlement. That's deep. I don't know if Issa had a word or not. I'm pretty sure she did.
Yeah, I don't really have a word. I have more so of a quote today. I'm kind of not really. Um, I don't know. I'm here right now. So I'm just kind of. I'm here.
Understandable.
Mhm.
So
Understandable.
I just have a something I was reading earlier. So there is no crueler master than a mind turned against itself.
Oh Lord.
And then I want to
Sad.
get into, and another thing is the etymology of the word mental derives in part from the Middle English root for soul or spirit. So pretty
Okay.
much you can't have, they're all interconnected, the mind, spirit, soul, all that stuff. So that's my words for the day.
For sure. For sure. Snap, snap, snaps of the fingers or whatnot.
Not snaps of the fingers. But for real though, that makes sense though.
Right, 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 right.
For everything to be connected. I mean, if you think about it, when somebody got suffer from what they call mental illness,
Hmm.
then you a lot of times you can look at them and you can be like, "Oh, that's a lost soul." Well, you hear people say that, or his or her spirit is broken, or something to that nature.
Right.
When they talk about somebody that's got heavy mental illness, or just in general, just somebody that might be a little different or
Right.
eclectic, as people would say,
So what I've
then
read,
a lot of times it's dealing with mental, like your mental status.
Right.
so I
It's a
read something similar. It says when a person is afflicted by mental illness or a temporary pattern of shock, their soul or spirit is said to be disturbed.
most definitely. It's a battle of the mind and the spirit and all. You feel me? It's a battle of they will. All this shit is intertwined. I see that every day working with the homeless population out here in Colorado or whatnot. A lot of them people are mentally broken, spiritually, spirit wise. When I say that, broken or whatnot, you feel me? So they all dealing with some sort of man conflictive issues where they battling themselves like literally every day. You feel me? So most deaf, I have to agree on that.
I agree with that as well. You can see it in you can even see that in kids
Ah, off tops, yeah.
when they conduct themselves in a way and you like, okay, well this kid usually don't act like this, or this child usually doesn't, you know, do these type of things, or they're acting out in this way when they don't usually act like that. It's always a means to tell when somebody is at a breaking point, because usually
For
they're
sure.
not their usual self. Or I know when I experience issue I'm not gonna call it mental illness because I don't think I was mentally ill, but I went through an issue where I was like anxiety and stuff really really bad,
Hmm.
and it could almost feel like your brain, like I had to take a break and just let my brain put itself back together.
For sure.
If that makes sense, like when you go through so much stuff,
Hmm.
or you trying to process things that you're not, like you trying to figure out how to process it, like you might have to go get some help or something like that, but it's still, it almost feels like your brain is broke, like, or it
Right.
has chipped off into pieces and you got to put it back together.
And so I have one more thing that I want to say, and then I'm that'll probably be it for a little minute. But in the context of mental health, the spirit can be thought of as the purpose of the universe, and the mind and consciousness can be thought of as the meaning. The mind is forever in search of union with the spirit, and the spirit
Hmm.
is forever creating the mind to pursue it.
For
Wait,
sure.
can you say that one more time?
In the context of mental health, the spirit can be thought of as the purpose of the universe, and the
Hmm.
mind and consciousness can be thought of as its meaning. The
Hmm.
mind is forever in search of union with the spirit, and the spirit is forever creating the mind to pursue it.
That's
For
deep.
So
sure.
it's kind of like the snake eating its own tail, the yin and yang. This is the
Hmm.
imagery behind it. It's just a
A
constant
never,
cycle.
right, a never ending process. You feel me?
Right. And so, in order to maintain that balance, you have to have that never ending connection of those two.
For
Yeah, like
sure.
putting yourself back together to a certain aspect.
Well, I don't know. It's more so if one is out of whack,
Once you put it back, like once you put it back together, you got to do things to maintain it.
yeah, if when one is out of whack, the other one's going to be out of whack. And you can't have one without the other, pretty much. Is what it sounds
Yeah,
like.
Right.
but you
I
still
get it.
gotta maintain it in order to to be able to put it back into place where it's functional. You
Well,
still
that's the
like,
whole point of the in the circle, ain't it? I mean, what you saying in the terms of if something happens to where your mental health changes,
yes.
the
I'm saying
status
like
of your
if
mental
you
health
go,
changes.
like say if you had a mental breakdown in order for you to get your circle or your yin and yang or back into how it's supposed to be, you gotta get it put it back together. Like you can't take part of it and then you gotta have both pieces in order for it to function right, right?
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So
I get what you're saying. I think more so like from my perspective of what she just said of like what I kind of got from that or whatnot, like letting things kind of fall in sync on its own or whatnot. You feel me?
Mm.
Um, letting that shit just flow on its own or whatever. Especially in that healing process or whatever. You vulnerable and susceptible to all type of energy and shit or whatever. So like um during that process, I feel like you kind of just let that shit kind of just flow. You don't need to rush nothing or because then
right. You
you
will
I
skip
don't
So
steps.
know.
many times we
Yeah, you
force
feel
things, and when
right,
Yeah.
right,
sometimes
right,
Instead
it
of
right,
throws
just
off
right.
the
going with
natural
the
flow. The
flow.
natural flow
Yeah.
is your mental is basically is a basket for your soul. It is the mental status is the expression of your soul through the
Yeah.
physical.
But you
For
can
sure.
see that though, like when you see people that's schizophrenic, as the labels that they put on people, schizophrenic, bipolar, all those different type of labels. When you see it, like if you see it for real, then
Hmm.
you can kind of see what, like, okay, that is it's a place where that's is showing whether you are whole or you're not. Like when you have those illnesses, or as I like to say, your brain break, it's you can't function properly.
So hence the word schizo by
Yeah, because it
the
means two,
those are
more than one.
schisms. Those are schisms of the brain, the mind, and the soul. Those are
Yeah,
schisms. There's a
but
separation
sometimes I
there.
think I
Multiple personality disorder, dissociative is a schism somewhere. It's, all of it equates to a separation of the
that's
two.
yeah, and I think like sometimes, like if you watch like certain shows, it's always um where they're in like mental hospitals or this and that, and it's because the person has a gift of some sort that they're either not wasn't fully prepared to handle or has not been taught to deal with. So a lot of times that person is medicated to where
Hmm.
they don't they can't utilize it even if they wanted to.
Or your gift is a soul gift that is expressed out is somehow is linked to the mental,
That's what I'm
and it's
yeah.
not quite understood. I don't think our
Because they're
society
gonna tell
really
you that
understands the mental,
no,
huh?
Western medicine is not, no, not
But it's
Western
not
medicine.
situated to understand. It's more based off of medication and just to suppress it.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
of course. Like if you take certain meds or whatever, like say for instance, if you hear voices, I'm not saying whether that's good or bad because somebody might consider that a gift and somebody might consider it a curse. But if you like listen to it, like what it's actually like saying, it might be something that you need to hear, or you might be able to connect with a different realm or something to that nature. It just depends on your thought process on what I'm saying, what you believe. Like a lot of people around us on a day-to-day basis thinks that being able to hear or see things that other people are not capable of having, a sixth sense, is a mental illness. But if you come from somewhere else, it could be considered a gift, or this is like you have a veil over your head. I think that's the saying that they say, oh, she has a veil. So
Hmm.
that means you have a gift to see or hear or taste or smell something that the typical person cannot doesn't have the capability to do it, like clear a clear sentient person. where you might see, you might hear, you might taste, you might smell, or you know what I'm saying, have a type of connection to a different realm or mediumship or something like that where you can
Mm,
hear like spirits. It just depends on what you believe, or you know what I'm saying, like a lot of people hear that and see that and they're like, oh my god, this, you know, this scary or whatever, whatever. You need to take medicine, you just hearing voices, but in reality it could really be a gift that that person
right. I I th-
has.
I think like y'all just said or whatever. Western medicine focuses more on the physical instead of the metaphysical. You feel me? The
Yes.
metaphysical is, what we can't see or whatnot. And then even to go on to more to what y'all was just literally sitting there just saying, I think to a certain extent society kind of muffles out people who are dream chasers, so to speak. We hear people say that they are seeking and chasing their dreams, but day to day society has a way of kind of snuffing that flame out and wanting you to be on some robotic shit. You feel me? Fitting the day to day, you know, logistics of things. You feel me?
Yes, that makes sense. I think it does. Especially if I medicate you to the point that where you can't, like I've seen people say I don't want to take it because I it just numbs me, or I can't function how I want to be able to function.
Or the society
So
that we live in, and you were talking about gifts. The society that we live in, there's no time for you to express and use your true gifts because we're in a
yeah,
rat
Right,
race
right,
of
right,
okay.
right.
constantly trying to. So they know people have gifts and they understand that, but the way life in the world is set up, the physical is set up, is really no space for those
For that.
gifts. Like
Yeah,
Right.
it's just not.
unfortunately.
And if you do utilize it, a lot of times they're gonna you end up in a situation where you can't keep up in the matrix.
Or you're gonna be looked at as taboo
Crazy.
and
Hmm.
weird instead of as maybe this person has a gift or an ability.
Right. But luckily, we are in modern day times and shit where people such as yourselves and myself or whatever, we can explore those particular avenues without being furthermore labeled as taboo or you tapping into quote unquote black magic or whatever else have you type shit.
And it's also a construct of religion. You know, people are so
Yes.
Right,
scared of allowing the spirit and your spirituality and your soul to really do its thing. And religion has put a cap on a lot of that. You know, people
for
are
sure.
But
falling
that
into a
that was the
certain
whole point
box.
of religion, though.
Yeah, a
Like,
certain and I get it. Some people need religion. I'm not against
yeah,
religion because it's
yeah,
you know
they need the
so
construct of it.
right, because living in the
Yeah,
physical plane is a hard thing. Being a soul in the physical body isn't a hard thing. Is a hard thing because you have to be able to rationalize what is happening in the physical when stuff happens. When stuff happens
correct.
bad or traumatic, your body, your soul, your mind has to rationalize certain things. So if you're looking for to a higher power, that's a way for you to rationalize when things happen. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I get religion. I understand why
And
a
it
lot of
gives
people
you
need
something
it.
to believe in,
Right. And that's what I'm saying. It gives you a higher, it gives you when things go bad, some people,
or
certain
something to
people do certain
blame.
things. Like for me, when things go bad, I'm a philosopher. I philosophize. I have a philosophy for things like, okay, this happened because of this. This means this needs to, I categorize things into philosophy. Some people, when things happen, they like, well, Jesus want me to do this. God is telling me this. God, that's their way. Religion is a way to accept or make sense of what's going on in the
To
physical.
it to process reality.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Or like and then sometimes I think it gives you something to blame. Like when things aren't going how you would want it to go, because you're trying to control things outside of yourself. Then a lot of people say, "Oh, well, that's the devil. The devil is acting up. The
Nah,
devil
that's you.
is this and that." But in reality,
Mhm.
Yeah,
the
that's
devil
you.
But
is
that's the
you.
same thing is, I mean, yeah, it's a cop out, but it's also
Yeah.
giving people a certain reassurance that they need, because sometimes our soul does not understand what's going on here in the
No,
physical.
I that's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying it in a different way.
You need some type of relief as
Yeah,
in the
or
physical.
like somebody to blame. Shit, instead of putting it on
Yeah.
yourself, saying, "Okay, well, I did this, so these are the consequences. So this is what's gonna happen." They just say, "Oh, well, that's the devil
Right.
or
I
whatever."
think from my own gatherings or whatever, from my own my own little synopsis of what we speaking on. One of the main things that I have grown to know, like that made hella sense to me, and that is like one of the first things when a pastor, bishop, deacon, whoever else may have you lay hands on you in the church, coming from the perspective that me and the both of you have now, we both know we all have a third eye. We all are aware of this, correct?
Right.
Mhm.
You feel me? The first place that they touch us, and us unknowing, especially when we're following the true teachings of the church, what's the first place they lay hands
Your
on?
forehead,
On your head, on
your
your third
third
And
eye,
eye.
yeah. And I feel like them covering it, you feel me, is another way of blinding you. You feel me? If that make any sense
and
to
they
both of
do.
you.
Yeah, when you think about it, when you do a baptism, that is where they place their hand. Now that I
Yeah.
think about it,
And I feel like, we come from um era of symbolism and everything has a meaning, you feel me? So like
Mhm.
them specifically, like no matter where no matter what, excuse me, they gonna touch you there first. You feel me? And like I feel like now knowing what I know, that was a way of like blocking me to see what I really truly need to see. And that's no disrespect to anybody that
but
may
do
be
you
listening,
do
you
you
feel
think
me?
that they really know that? Like,
I,
if
I
you've never
think
really studied the things that we've studied,
I think
do
they
you
I,
think
I
do.
that
I think they do.
I think they do.
Because
I think
most your
the
pastors, yeah,
hierarchy, yeah,
yeah.
the
This
hierarchy,
they're
you
I'm talking
feel me?
about
masons.
just
That's
They
like
that.
the
know all this
regular,
stuff.
just like the typical person, and be like, okay, well, the person that's doing the actual baptism, if they've never studied the things that do you think that they truly know what they're doing? Like they
No,
know
I
that
know.
they're where to place the
The
hand, but do you think they truly know what they're doing?
No, I think the
the
pastors
average.
do though.
I would
Huh?
I would give it grace. I feel what you're saying, Fisa, and not to cut you off or whatever. My
Oh
bad or
no,
whatever.
you good.
But in that same breath, you feel me? I think the average, country day to day pastor, he may not somewhat be aware, but the people
Yeah,
when he went to um
Theology.
school or whatnot, you feel me?
yeah, theology
For
school.
yeah, that's the word I was trying to think of. For the people who went to that particular school system, they most definitely know when they taught them.
Mm.
At least in my thinking or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like they do. Yeah, even the country pastor, because a lot of your country pastors are part of Shriners and
Mm.
Masons. They've
Oh yeah,
gotten
yeah, yeah.
away from
Facts,
what
facts,
they've
facts,
gotten
facts.
away from what the original Masons and stuff did. They kind of a party now, a social club. But I think a lot of them do know. They come off as if they don't, but they know.
Cause it's every organization has its secrets.
Exactly.
Right.
So I think they know. I don't think
So
the
yeah,
average
yeah.
person sitting in church, because the whole way a church is set up with a throne.
Hmm.
I guess,
I
mm,
right. I had to agree with you too or whatever. So I kind of recant what I said or whatever. Hearing the way you just articulated
yeah,
it,
like
you said
they
that
are.
kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they cuz what I'm noticing, a lot of our your pastors, and we have friends that we know, but a lot of your pastors are former gang members. And sometimes a lot
Or
of
pimp.
gangs have they have certain pomp and circumstance or certain ways they do things within their organizations. And we come from sorority, so we have certain things. You may not initially understand it when you're doing it, but when you step outside, you be like, oh, this what we doing. This is
Mhm.
right,
rituals. This is
right.
okay. Okay.
Most
So
most things aren't ritualistic though. Like if you think
yeah,
about it, everything just from the table that sits up at the front of the church to
this due in
the
remembrance of
offering
me.
to the
You
yeah,
drinking
all of that.
blood and you drinking the actual the blood and the bread of Christ. This do remembrance of me. Like, bro, that's a whole ritual
It's a ritual.
for
Then
eating
like the
flesh.
candles, just even just the yeah, that's deep. I mean, it ain't deep. It's obvious. It's right there in our face. But if you never took the time to pay attention to it to the extent that we have, then you don't see anything wrong with it.
Exactly. Or you may not. You may see something wrong with it. You just don't question it because you're doing it.
Right. And because you've been taught not to question it either.
Or no. Or I know for me, a lot of the stuff that we did, it was given to me in a different package to make me be like, oh, okay, this is fine then.
Yeah.
Because at the time I
You
was
wasn't at
in the
the
Christian.
space though, neither.
Yeah, I was in the Christianity. I was in the church, and they were like, "Oh, this is just it's based off Christianity, so we doing stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, this based off of Christianity." But then I was like, I'm looking at, it, I'm like,
Right.
this
Right.
really ain't. Is this what Christians do? But then, as I'm thinking about it, well, yeah,
It
Christians do
is.
this
Be
too.
doing it. They be doing it. They be not saying that this whatever your what I'm saying your religion is, then that's cool. But I identify as a spiritual person. I don't identify with the religious, but
Same right there.
I've never identified as any denomination though.
Yeah. And like I
Yeah.
said, it's no shade to anybody in religion. It's nothing like that because I
Right, right,
understand
right.
everybody. Your soul is everybody's soul is here to do something different, and this is
Because at
how.
one point we was I was heavily involved in a religion.
Most definitely, most
Yeah,
definitely. That's
and so
we
and
were
that's the
doing what
basis
we
for
were
most
taught.
of our upbringing and stuff.
Yeah.
I've been in multiple religions, so it's easier for me to dis to what's the word? Not dismiss, but
Dis
separate myself,
disassociate.
Right.
disassociate from it. Yeah, because
Me
I've been
too.
in multiple
Exactly.
religions.
Like
Yeah.
like like with me or whatever, I'm kind of thankful that my mother and some people might say what I'm finna say is like, ooh, he sound like a heathen or whatnot. So excuse me for those who may be listening in. But nevertheless, I'm thankful that my mother, she never got me baptized or whatever. You feel me? For one, she told me when I was a baby, she was like, she felt like on her own personal reconnaissance. And I think little did she know that was her being somewhat socially conscious then, and she just didn't even know it or
Mhm.
know how to put a name on it or whatever, so to speak. But anyway, she said she felt me as a child, I didn't do nothing wrong, so therefore, what I
Mhm.
need to
Right.
be,
What do you need forgiveness for?
I've
yeah,
never
Of
you
been
feel me?
repentance.
baptized either.
And so she further later on went on to tell me as I got older, she was like, she wanted that to be a choice of my own. You feel me?
Right.
She
And it's
was
As it
like,
supposed
should
to be.
be though. It should be your own choice though.
and
Hmm.
so like how you just kind of said, Fisa, in so many words. So when I was at that pivot in my life where I could kind of go either way, you feel me? It was more easier for me to sway away from the church, so to speak, to find my own inner self or whatever, my own overstanding of things or whatever. And like I
Hmm.
tell people, I say that shit full heartedly. Once I gained knowledge of self, oh shit, man, it felt like everything just opened up for me. You know what I mean? Spiritually, mentally, physically. on all realms. You feel me? So
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's the key, knowledge of self. Many times we don't really get to know ourselves because we inundated with everybody else's stuff.
Right.
And we're
I
right.
just
working
I
and
just watched a
we
video about that, where they were saying talking about uh authenticity. And it's hard to, like, when you are caught up in like religion and certain organizations where you have to follow this
you've been
concept.
given an identity.
You've been given an eye. So how can you truly be your authentic self if you've been taught to be who you are?
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's like that book when I read the Mastery of Self, when it was talking about being domestication.
Hmm.
So it's like when you are up doing your upbringing, you're taught how to carry yourself, how to act, how to think, how to react to certain things. You're being domesticated the same way you would do a dog. You're being trained to be this certain way. So once you hit a certain age and you're like, okay, well, damn, is this really who what I really want to do? So now you got to fight. And I think some of that, if we can tie this back into what we was talking about at first with the mental illness, if you are
Mhm.
fighting within yourself because this is what I've been taught, but this is how I really feel, then that can lead to your brain
Mhm.
breaking apart, leading to mental illness because you trying to be your authentic self, but you're going to get, okay, well, damn, if I do this, and they going
Right.
my family gonna feel
Right.
like this, or my
Right.
friends
You
gonna
learn
feel like
about how
this.
it's gonna look
How
and worried
Yeah,
about
or how, like,
it's
or you
more
the
to please
isolation
others.
part is what's really the hardest, is when people quit fucking with you because they're like, this motherfucker crazy. When in
Right.
reality, nah, I'm just gaining
Seeing
knowledge of
shit for
self
what it
and
is.
understanding who
Yeah.
I really am. And it doesn't
Mhm.
have anything to do with you. Like, it doesn't change the way I feel about you
Right.
as a person. Like, if you my cousin, you my sister, you my whatever,
But
I'm
people
learning
take
to
it
learn
so
myself.
personally.
Right, but
Right.
I'm learning to love myself and to understand who I am, but it doesn't
Before
have
I.
anything to do with the way I feel about you. I still love you.
But that goes
Right.
back to emotional enmeshment too, whether it's your friends, family. Sometimes, like we discussed a few weeks ago, when you're enmeshed with somebody, a lot
Yeah.
of times people feel uncomfortable to accept other versions of people. The only
Yes,
versions they
they
want
want
to
you to
accept
say is what
is
makes
what they're
them
comfortable
comfortable.
with, or
Yes.
or it makes them feel comfortable, like somebody being
Yeah.
happy all the time. And when you
Oh, I
find
can
out that
remember when
person,
I was little or when I was younger, people be like, Cammy, you just always so happy. You always so happy. And I would always think in my head, shit, if y'all knew some of the shit that I thought, I might just laugh and giggle, smile, and run off and do whatever I'm gonna do. But I be having some real fucked up thoughts. But I was, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say it out loud because I knew I would get in trouble. This when I was young. But
Right.
yeah.
like but I'm a laugh. I would just laugh that shit off because, like, what else am I supposed to, like, what else am I supposed to do?
Right. Because like y'all just said or whatever, you feel me? Being in that particular situation could most definitely low key drive a person insane. You
Hell
being
yeah.
pulled, you being pulled, tug, twist from the mental aspect and from the spiritual aspect because you feel like you going against the grain or some shit. You feel
Or to
me?
make others feel comfortable.
Right. And I
Because,
Right.
think,
like I said, you're enmeshed with certain people, and they're gonna want to try to get you to back to what makes them feel comfortable instead of letting you
yeah,
Right.
do what works
instead
for
of letting
you.
you be who you are, or become, or be open minded enough to be like, okay, well, this is who I'm gonna use myself. This is who Cammy is now. So I'm still going to fool with her. I just let her be her,
But you
and
see that a lot in families too. Though. A lot of
yeah,
families don't really like. I don't really
accept
think my
change.
family. I don't think my family really know who I am. I know my mom's family, my real mom's family know who I am. But I don't think
Right.
my daddy and my step family don't really know who I am. They just
Yeah,
know the surface of what they see, but they don't really know me.
Right.
yeah. I don't know. Like mine, I think mine know that I can be unpredictable, but I don't think they really know who I am either.
In
Mhm.
retrospect, I'm the same. I don't think my family, I
Mhm.
think they have an idea of who I may
Yeah.
Yeah,
be. You feel me? But knowing truly where I am today and who this particular person is before you, nah,
yeah.
hell no.
But you know what?
And
I'm
it's hard
actually
for
okay
people
with
to
that.
accept. I am too. Like I don't give a fuck.
Because
And
everybody
then
don't really need to know what I'm into and who I am because that gives you too much access to me and you think you know me. And
right,
and
Man,
sometimes that mystery, sometimes you need that air of mysticism or that air of coyness about you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't need to know
yeah.
everything. It's just that's just fact. Because if you don't understand that or understand me, it's not for you to understand me.
It's not, or
Sometimes.
you're
right,
gonna be put in a place of where you looking at me in the idea to where you might be scared because you don't know, you don't understand that they don't understand what you're doing in life or what processes I'm going through. So you're fearful for me. I think you know what I'm saying. Like I'm scared for
right,
her. This is what she's doing. She doing this, you doing that, but you don't know what I'm doing because you never came and asked.
And
correct.
if you ask,
And,
I
and,
still
and,
might not
and
tell you what I'm doing because it ain't none of your
I mean, I
business.
don't have.
If you really connected to me and like and it goes back a lot of times we feel like people need to know everything about us and who we are. Sometimes you don't because some people ain't that connected to you in for
Yeah,
real.
but I'm speaking on people that I felt that I was have a true connection with.
Yeah,
And I know that over time connections still fizzle,
yeah,
and they saying who you are extremely connected to might not be the same person that you have a connection with. Like like your connections are gonna change or
yeah.
grow, or they're gonna shrink. Like I might be super buddy with this person 3 years ago, but then now I might not ever talk to them, but once every three
And
four.
in the world that we live in now, it's no time for bullshit connections either. You know what I'm
It
saying?
ain't,
I
that
don't
doesn't
think.
mean it's a bullshit connection. I think over time,
Yeah.
as you change, your connections are gonna change. Who
What I
right,
mean is bullshit. I mean as to me, I don't have time for stuff that I just don't. I'm not in that space
right. If you
to
temporary, I don't even need you
yeah, or
around.
not even
Oh yeah, I
temporary.
ain't
If
on
we're
that.
not in agreement or connecting or if it's that not even connection, if it's not there, it's just not there anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I
Used
know.
to
I
people
get what you're saying. You're saying you're not
people
forcing nothing.
I'm not forcing nothing. People always be like, well, we got history, we got years. And
History don't
Oh
mean
yeah,
sometimes
that
that,
don't
that
but
mean
doesn't
nothing.
that's what I mean by when I was saying like you might have
Yeah,
a connection with this person, but over time it changes. Like
yeah.
history doesn't mean like I could have been your friend. We could have been friends for 27, 50, 27.
right.
I said 27, 50, 27 years, but that don't mean that what I'm saying. I don't not love you anymore. I just don't like we're
Right.
just not there
Right.
no more.
I'm
Like it's no
And that's
right.
the
I'm not that
whole
same
point of
person.
I
soul
just
tribes too.
yeah. But I
Soul
like
tribes are connecting. People are connecting that are supposed to connect. Like I would have never
yeah.
thought that I'd be on a podcast with Corey. Like how random is that? So and I'm just saying, I'm just using it as an example. Like
Yeah.
we knew each
Where
other in
life take
passing in
you.
high school, but like ultimately the way things are going, like people that are supposed to be connected are connecting
And
somehow,
right.
some way.
I 100% agree with that. You're gonna connect with who you're supposed to when it's time. And then I've learned that when you try to force connections, that somebody gets their feelings hurt
Yeah.
to a certain extent, whether it's a what I'm saying, platonic or romantic. Like if you or if your reasoning for
Or
connecting with that
one
person
end
is
of the
not
stick is
is
going
not
to
going to like if your connection is not genuine. Like if you
the
try to connect with me
reciprocity is
because
not going
you're
to be there.
yes, it's not like
Right.
no, yeah.
It's going to be one side, like your boy Teddy P said. I ain't looking for a 60-40, not a 70-30, not a 80-20. I'm talking about 50-50.
For sure.
Hey, I go 70-30 on some meals. So
Well, I'm talking,
As long
I'm
as you're
talking
doing
about like,
something.
nah, 30 on my end.
somebody gonna get the short end of
Hey,
the stick.
Right.
When it comes to that, nah, I'm
Hey,
just but
but
for
as a
real,
man, I could dig that. I could dig and respect that. So yeah.
shit. I let me see. I don't know. Our little topics just been flowing for real, but I got some wrote down though ever since it got quiet.
No, but I could say this real quick though. I
Okay.
really and truly want to thank you for that representation of me that you made, man. Like that really hit me in the field. So I really appreciate that or whatever. Like straight up for you to make that so quick and like boom. Yeah, that was dope. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So the came with a keystone around this thing. 'Cause,
Let
baby,
me
I
see.
ain't gonna lie, I wasn't in the mood tonight, y'all. I was not. I
Bless your heart.
almost didn't make it, bro. It's just been a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Like I
Yeah.
said, life is one of
You know
those
what?
things where a lot of stuff you don't understand until it happens, and even yet, and still when it happens, you still don't understand it. You know, and we've been taught that it's always a reason for stuff. Yeah, it is, but sometimes you just I
Sometimes
don't
that
know.
reason ain't for you to understand, it's for
It is
whoever.
not.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't.
You drive yourself
Mm.
crazy trying to understand somebody else's shit.
Yeah, so it's just one
Mhm.
of them where I don't know. It's a lot. I feel mentally exhausted. Like I'm not physically exhausted, but I'm mentally exhausted.
I can hear it. I can
I
hear it
can
on
hear
you.
your voice. Yeah.
Yeah, you feel me? And then plus,
Yeah.
like, we know energy is all on frequency. We over these radio waves and what have you. So
Yeah.
I can feel your energy, man.
Yeah, I usually be all like, oh yeah, this is crack a joke, nigga. I am not there this week. I'll probably be back next week, maybe, but this week I ain't. It's been a roller coaster. It's just crazy how you can have a your day can just be going like great and good shit happen, and then something just out the blue
It's
change your
life.
trajectory. I
But it
mean,
do
it's
be
life. It's life, and it's easy. We always say that, you know what I'm saying, until shit hits home.
Right.
yeah.
And when stuff hits home, then it's kind of like, yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, well, but when it really hits, you be like, damn, like this
Right.
shit is real. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. Words are easy. Sometimes it's easy, easier said than done. So
Facts.
92% of the time is easier said than done.
shit,
Straight
Shit.
up.
99.9% of the
Right.
time.
You are the
Right.
father.
It's easier said than
Yeah, but
done
that's
till the shit is
like that's
done.
it. Shit hard. Life is hard, and it's hard. Like this is the earth
Or
we're
I ain't gonna
in.
say life is hard. Life is complex. The physical is way more complex. Your
But it's
soul journey
designed
is
for that
simple.
though. That's you come here to Earth
Yeah, your
for
soul
those
is
for those
simple.
reasons. Yeah.
Your soul is simple. Your soul is on a mission. But when you decide to come to the physical realm, you get a whole lot of extra just shit
Lessons
thrown in
that you're supposed to learn. Shit.
there.
That's how that shit
So,
is. Nigga, we at school. Some bullshit.
or physical is just a lower level that is just hard to.
All this is an ascension.
Yeah, it's a harder level to grasp. You know, I think the soul and spirit is simple. Physicality is makes shit difficult. That's all.
I
So
I
agree.
think, and I also think in that too, or whatnot, in that same breath of everything that both of y'all just perfectly said that I think also the human mind, we play a part in complicating things too as well.
yeah,
You feel me? I think
yeah,
it's
Or
all
overthinking.
yeah,
yeah,
but overcomplicating it too. Period. You feel me? I
yeah.
think it's all when it's all said and done. I think all this shit is arithmetic, but we just overcomplicate
We
everything
make
and
that
make
shit
things
college
harder. You feel me?
calculus.
Mhm.
Then right?
Man, that's the only shit
Yeah,
I ever made an
Trigger,
F in was calculus.
trigonometry and shit. You feel
Man,
me?
this shit is
Fuck
basic
it. Just give me
arithmetic.
some
One plus
regular
one
math.
equals two. Nigga, we done
Right.
added damn graphs and this shit.
Man, because
Elliptical
y is
shapes.
a plus b. equal C
But
squared.
you
What?
gotta carry the squared by
Carry
this.
the
You
negative
feel
two.
me?
Man,
And then all that shit equal pie. Nigga, give me a slice.
that part. That part.
For real. But it like you said, I agree with that. We do overcomplicate shit just with your own thought process. Like you really can have a good connection or something with an individual or with individuals or with a place, and then you before you realize you done overthought it and thought so hard about it, you done thought yourself out of it or
Yeah.
out
Right.
of the situation, or I'm finna go back home now because this done happened, or you know what I'm saying, like just your brain, and a lot of that is tied in like back to what we was talking about with the domestication and your upbringing
Yeah.
and how you were
You're
taught.
you're fighting a world.
You're
A
fighting
world.
your inner because that's what you have
Mm-hmm.
been taught.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
until you really grasp, okay, well, I'm going to do what's best for me or what makes me happy and my true authentic self, and not what my mama or my dad or my sister and what all of that makes them comfortable. What?
Yeah, I just
I
say that
think
too.
I think it be troll. This be trolls on here, folk. Just be going for cloud
Shit
at
made
this
me
point
lose
in
my
life.
train of thought.
Man, exactly.
Right,
I
Indian.
Bro,
man,
yeah, I can't. But yeah, I don't even know what the fuck we was talking about. See how easy they motherfuckers just throw shit in and just completely take it. And that's the world we live in. Like distractions. Everything
that's
is a
just
fucking
like
distraction.
social media the same goddamn way. I be
Everything
looking
is
at
a
this shit
distraction
and I just be like,
Right.
man, I finna
to
delete
keep.
this shit.
And then you wonder why our minds be going so much because we be
Everybody
bombarded and
overstimulated.
overstimulated with just so
Right.
much, so
That's
much
That's
why
shit.
why.
everybody got
So
ADHD.
I had a conversation with a colleague one time, and he was asking me like, bro, why you so into the ancient, history in itself? And I was telling him, I was like, look around you, bro. I'm like, the modern day man, modern day woman, you feel me? We are spoiled creatures, you feel me? So far as in we got AC and
Right.
Wi
And that goes back to
Fi.
the entitlement
And
shit
that's what I
too.
was
Right,
just
right.
finna
But
say, man.
right, right,
That
right.
shit crazy.
But with all that being said, us having access to all of these things from TV, radio, you name it, back then it was such a simpler time. They had time to focus on themselves, nature,
Mhm.
and the things that was around them. So that's
The
why they
things
had,
that really matter.
yeah, you feel me? So that's why they was able to do such great feats and with less, you know what I'm saying, tools, so to
Tools.
speak. You feel me? You feel me?
Mhm.
But still able to do these great things that we can't even understand now. You feel me? But
Because we've
they
been given
had
everything. We ain't had to
correct.
think
You
about
feel me?
shit.
We got everything to make everything easier. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Or
So like,
it's designed now to where it's you want to be a certain way. So I
Or
don't
when
even
things
a
when
lot of
you're
people don't
given
even look at it like, okay, well maybe I want to do a different thing. No, now you got to do the American dream, which is crumbling and falling apart, but people still doing that shit.
right,
or the thing
kudos to
is when you
them.
have more technology, the dumber you become.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say in so many ways. You feel me?
Yeah.
Not saying. I mean that that we're just completely idiots or whatever, but we're
Yeah.
not
But we
It's
in
like that
close.
tune.
movie. What's
We're
Motherfuckers
the
not
name
ain't
of
in
reading
that?
books
tune.
no more.
What's the name of
You
that
feel me?
movie?
We're
We was
not
talking
in
about it
tune.
the other day. Feast of
Idiocracy, where everybody was
man.
wearing everybody wearing them shoes, everybody wearing.
And then they went to the movies, and the movie was called Ass. That's what we watch every single day when we scroll up and down social media. Is Ass. I'm so sick of that shit. Bitch, turn around. Excuse my language. But
No,
turn
you feel
around. Like, come on, bro. I get it. Like I promise I understand, you know, the whole focus of it and the whole concept. I get it. But at the end of the day, I don't want my daughters doing it. Like, can y'all please? Like, I'm not raising them to do that, but can y'all just turn around?
Right.
Take a picture of your brain and put it on there.
Straight up. Because then, as a man, though, just to chime in on that little part real quick, believe it or not, you feel me? Believe it or not, out there, people, um, us real men or whatever, yeah, that's looks to the eye, but like to the core of a real, man or whatever, looking for some sort, looking for a woman of substance, that ain't shit, man.
That part.
Right. That's what I'm
That
saying.
ain't
Like,
shit.
take a picture of your brain. Like, what?
That
Like,
part.
and I hate to say it in that lamest terms like
But
that,
it
but
make
But
that's
it
the
that's
real
hard
word.
for dating. It
that's
make it
how it
hard
needs to
to
be
like
put.
date. It make it hard to do everything because I'm just not about to do that shit. I'm not. I'm just not. So if
And
you
like Corey said, the average man ain't looking for that because he know
they
that shit
not,
ain't
but it's
fucking real
there.
life.
But it's there. Is what I'm saying. So when you trying to like meet and interact and shit, and then this it's like you said, distractions. Like I'm not saying that, like if you know it's like I don't know. I know what I'm trying to get across, but this
Right.
shit
Because that,
is
cause
it's
that
it's
the
so fucking stupid to me. That's what I just be like, this some dumbass shit. Just fuck. I don't call me no more. You a dumb motherfucker. And that's about where I'm. Send me a picture looking ass nigga. I'm not sending you shit. But then when you say that, be like, oh, you mean and is yes, I'm very mean. But at the end of the day, if all you want to see is a visual, if all you can see me for is my physical, then like no, like I wanna know how you think. What's your thought process or what you know how to do. Like I can like
Sapiosexual sexual.
initial, you know what I'm saying, attraction. Yes, I do want to be physically attracted to a person to a certain extent. But a lot of times for me, your mental and how your thought process is attractive to me. And that's just me. Like I like the way, like if your thought process is attractive, then you likely to get farther with me than me being physically attracted to you. Cause that shit gonna go. You can be fine as hell and I'd be like, this nigga dumb.
right. Excuse me.
Or what else what you good for? Just like what you how niggas be some dick, what you good for? And at this point, like, I don't want that. Just like, can you like get away from me? I don't know. I don't know. I just think we as a whole earth, like everything is dumbed down, and
Very
that's
much so.
yeah. So like
Very
what
much so. Nah,
this
and that's
this physicality is a plus at this point in life for me.
right. And then again, to kind of chime in on it, like, and I ain't saying this shit too, just to let folks know, like, man, I'm being my authentic self on here. You feel me? I ain't saying this shit to appeal to nobody or to sound like, oh, he just woo 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 type shit. Nah, I'm being one thou or whatever. But nah, being for real, all that shit is low key like artificial. We as dudes, we know, like, all right,
Mhm.
when you
Yeah,
dressed in that particular way, okay. I know me. I can't speak for the next man, but I know that shit is to compensate for something. You know what I mean? Like on a
I
deeper
think that
level.
goes
Like
both ways. Like sometimes dudes be doing the most too.
true, 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 true. You
Yeah,
know,
but he's
and
speaking from
I
a man's perspective.
yeah, yeah, but
And
but
I'm
but still,
just, I get
she
that. I
right
know
on
that
that though. She right. Yeah, yeah. You right on
niggas
that, dude.
be throwing thirst traps too. You on here with your whole gray sweatpants and slanging wood in the air. Like I'm a look, but at the end of the day, I don't want that shit.
Right.
Because it
Yeah.
belongs to the
To the
streets.
streets. For
Mm-hmm.
Right.
real.
Right. And, and,
Yeah.
and, and like I'm saying, we know that's, you feel me, that's the icing on the cake. But what's the layers
Mm-hmm.
like? You feel me?
And
Right.
most men, and most, well, I ain't no man, so I don't know, but just in my opinion, most men have experienced and done slept with all of, have been there. And when you get to a certain, for me, I'm at a certain point in life where
And I
you
think
have to
that
be
comes with
physically
age.
attractive, but sex is not all that. It's just
It's
not. It's
not.
I need some mental stimulation around here. I'm
Yeah.
40 years old.
And can't
I need to feel
well, am I
safe
safe?
as
Can
a
I be
woman.
safe and vulnerable?
Right. You
Can
feel
Are
me?
you safe with my emotions, my mental, my
Yeah.
physical? But the
Cause
thing
what
is,
the fuck?
men have also been trained. We always have thought men is just as protectors and provider. We have given them just the simplest fucking task when really they are way more broader
I've
than that.
Yeah.
always wanted to know, how
Yeah.
do
We
you
way more
think?
complicated than that.
Yeah, way
Like,
more
how do you?
complex than we give
But
credit
I
for.
even like I get society put that protect provide shit on men, but I've always been on the. Well, what you think about this? Like, how what you think?
Right.
Like,
I
I
could
want
say
to know,
this.
like, can you protect and provide? But I still want to know what you think and
I
how
could
you
say this.
feel.
Like, coming from my aspect of things or whatever. Again, me chiming in on what I kind of gained from the streets or whatever per se. The little unorganized organization that I slated myself to. Part of their creed, or so to speak, is like to have a mind of steel and a heart of stone. You feel me? I read that
Mhm,
I read that particular saying when I was like 15, and I embodied that shit for so many years
mhm,
where I wasn't even in tune to myself. And so now
mhm,
here I am, finna be 39 in December, if the ancestors willing and shit. You feel me? I'm
Sorry,
still,
I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry.
you good. I
I
guess
didn't
I
get come
needed a
on, get
round.
my. I guess I don't know.
I guess I needed a round of applause for that.
I was trying to see
Hold
what's
up.
it going. My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
Nah,
cut you up.
nah, you good, you good. But no, I think like even now though, you feel me? What I was trying to say is that I'm still figuring out who I am, like emotionally or whatever. It's a lot of shit
mhm,
that I still revert back to those roots where I'll just be, withdrawn from shit. I feel like it's now is more like a defense mechanism. You feel me?
mhm,
Something easily for me to revert back to that feels safe. You know what I'm saying? Like when I get like we were just saying, stimulated by day to day life, I still battle myself from going back into that particular way of thinking because it feels safe for me. It's like a solitude where I know if I frown my face up in a certain way, you feel me? I know I can keep motherfuckers away from me and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like all this shit is a defense mechanism or whatever. So I say all that to say, like how we just saying, men can be so complex, especially from our different backgrounds or whatever. You feel me? And
mhm,
I'm just like you and any other person who's really in tune to themselves. To be honest, I'm a work in progress. You feel me? So at my age, in my latter years of life, like y'all just honestly said, man, I'm looking for solitude, peace. I don't
mhm,
did enough bullshit after, ripping and running
mhm,
and shit. So like now in my latter years, I just want nothing but peace and prosperity. I want my kids to live stress free to some sort of ability, and I just want to be comfortable. That's it.
mhm.
That makes
Sorry
sense.
to keep going on and on. My bad.
No,
No,
you good. You good.
we listen to people express themselves. That's what we just talking about. Allowing men
Having that
to
safe
have their
space.
emotions. Yeah.
Yeah, having
Mhm.
that
So
safe
it's
space.
just
And have a certain level of emotional intelligence.
yes, that's like I don't know. I just don't like dumb people.
Right. Is it
Like
bad that
I don't mean like you don't. I'm
no?
not even speaking on books. Like when I say
Right. I know
dumb, a lot of
exactly
people
what you
take that
mean. No.
as I'm
Right.
speaking on educate. No, I mean like just can you be smart? I don't give a damn if you smart. Just do you what do you know how to do? Like what you know how to do?
Like when I hear you say don't be dumb, I'm thinking of people who are small minded. You feel
Yes,
me?
please have an open mind.
Yeah, you feel me? Shallow ass folks, you feel me? Stuck people, you know what I'm saying? Like I could kind of work with you to some sort of degree, but like, bro, if you ain't even trying to take the initial steps, like to gradually to get better, god damn, like man.
Right. That makes sense. I get it. I relate.
I think to a certain extent though, like we all can agree. Um, I think what you kind of getting from me now and how I kind of come off is almost though. I'm still walking in my truth and I'm still being me, but it's like almost like a watered down version of what I really could be on. You feel me?
Mhm.
Like I do it to fit, still to fit in the matrix,
Mhm.
so
But
I won't
you
be.
have to a certain
Yeah,
extent.
you know what I mean? Because I don't want to come off like deep to me. I'm really on some really like militant type shit, and if you ain't with it, I'm the warrior to get their ass out the way. You feel me? And I know I can't be zero tolerance with people like that on a day to day basis, so I have to dumb myself down.
See,
You
most
feel
of us
me?
have to dumb my shit down to be able to walk through this shit. Cause if not, everybody gonna be all of us will be in a fucking crazy house with white walls, padded walls, shit.
Man, you hear
Yeah,
Either
me?
crazy house or a jail cell, one
that's
of the
not the,
two.
neither one of those places I recommend. Neither one of them.
That's what I'm saying. So
Right.
motherfucker have to, and that's the thing. What's the Bible verse everybody be using, which applies to everybody? Be in the world, but not of the world.
Mm,
Man,
I
So
like
you
that.
have to be
it's a
here.
song. It's a song by a girl named Tori Jones. I think that's her name. That says, "I am of this world. I'm in this world, not of this world," or something like
Right.
that.
So that
Yeah,
means you
Yeah.
still have to be here.
you
I'm
have
in
to.
this world, but I don't have to be of it. I don't have to be
Yeah, you got to
what
Oh,
they're doing. I don't
participate
have to
to
do
a
what they're
certain
doing, but I
extent.
have to be here.
hey,
Yeah,
what Kendrick Lamar said on one of my favorite songs off the Damn album, man. That man said, "What happens on Earth stays on Earth." You feel me?
That part.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I love that saying, like, cause we us, being on the whole metaphysical part, like, man, we know that. You feel me? This is the
Mhm.
earthly experience. You feel me? It could be tumultuous at times and shit, but
Yeah.
damn, it's a hellified earthly experience, man.
Right. That part. This some shit I don't want to come back to. And if it ain't nothing after this, I still don't want to come back. I just let me go where I'm gonna go.
Man, right? You feel
Me
me?
neither,
That's
cause
the
what
thing.
that girl said, that's the Leah Sheffield, Earth is ghetto.
Yeah, let's leave this place.
God damn. I've been
Man,
telling
bro.
look, I done put the little I'm waiting in this red shirt on the corner store. I got $5 in gas. I can ride in the back. I've been trying to figure out how to like. I was trying to like how y'all see how y'all can like the show. I can't like it. I guess it's because I'm hosting it. But
Probably because you're the host.
well, so I
That
still
would be
want to like.
a little bit
Well,
conceited.
when people make
Mhm.
posts, they like their own posts.
I sure did make a post that I like and did not know what the fuck I was doing. That's the only reason I liked it.
I wasn't
I
talking
thought it was
about you.
somebody else
I didn't know
post.
you did it.
I
I'm
thought it was
just saying,
somebody
in
else post.
general, people be doing that shit. I would like to be able to like it.
I did this shit on accident because I still don't know how to work Facebook. all the way.
Well, it'll be all
So
right.
don't y'all be mad at me. I be trying to share stuff, but some of this stuff you got to copy, paste.
You,
I'm still on
Yeah,
the
it's all
up.
good. It's all good.
man. Well, y'all, we at 106.
For sure, for
All
sure.
righty. Hold it in a row, guys.
Man, y'all do the same, man. It was a pleasure as always.
All right, then.
Mhm.
All right.